Hey, good morning. Welcome to another morning broadcast. If this is your first time, we meet weekdays 9 a.m. Eastern to discuss our game plan. If you're tapping back in with us, I appreciate you for joining. Please smash that like button, subscribe, and continue to send this to other people that may benefit from seeing a morning game plan. All right, as you know, we begin with the big picture. We look at the major indices so that we can understand what's going on the macro front. If we look at the spies, the Qs, we'll see that we had touched all-time highs. Yesterday consisted of us pulling back at the open, and then price recovered from later on in the day. So we're at all-time highs now. Stocks are overall pretty healthy. Tech is pretty healthy, and the I think the what's causing the rally is going to broaden up. It's not only going to be tech, but as you know, as a few other weeks go by, I think we'll start to see other stocks rallying as well due to healthy conditions. Earnings has been pretty good. U.S. monetary policy is still pretty good, still pretty firmly intact on its trajectory per Powell. So I think we are in a good place overall. The impact of tariffs and trade wars is, and the uncertainty around it is sort of settling. I think there's a threat of White House shutdown. That's about it. But we have that about, certain seasons that resurfaces and resurfaces and resurfaces. So I don't think the market is going to be too excited or too worried about that unless we have something material that progresses. Okay, so if we look at the Nvidias of the world. They were on a rally yesterday. They were rallying Nvidia, Apple, and then we see that pullback on the major cap indices, the mega cap indices. So we can see that reflected in the price action on the large, the core players of those indices. But overall, we are bullish. Okay. All right. So what are we looking at this morning? So if this is your first time, just want to let you know that we're deploying a strategy that uses, let me just double check here to ensure that you all can hear me and see me. So what's going on here? All right, let me test this out real quick. Let's see what's up. We recently had an error. Just want to make sure that. This is February 18th. Let's see. I see. I'm on the 19th and yeah. Anybody know when we start? So I am here. All right. I see what's up. Yeah, you guys can see me, right? And hear me. Let me know in the chat what's up. Okay. All right. Okay. I'm sorry about this. We we had the same mistake again because of that day off that we had. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to I'm going to switch over. Okay. Um, yeah. I'm going to end this out. I'm going to jump over to the February 19th stream. Okay. Sorry about that. This is the first time that we're doing this consistently live every single weekday. So we're working through some kinks, just like with trading. All right, if this is your first time, we meet weekdays 9 a.m. Eastern time. From now on, our links should be all up to date. If you're joining again and you're enjoying the stream, please smash the like button, subscribe, and send to others. We use a strategy where we're identifying the stocks that have the highest amount of volume, the highest momentum and volatility. We're scalpers, and our scalps can turn to move or intraday trades, sometimes swing trades. So if you want me to take a look at something, drop it in the comments. I always start from the macro picture, looking at the mega cap indices, the small cap index, and then we jump into individual names. So let's go ahead and get into the charts. All right. I talked about SPYs being at all-time highs. They gapped up. We see SPYs, Qs, US 30, also pretty much at all-time highs. And that's led primarily by tech. After the DeepSeek announcement, we saw the NVIDIAs of the world, the Apples of the world recover after that major drop. So we're seeing that recovery playing out with the mega cap indices. Overall, stocks are pretty healthy. There was a lot of uncertainty around Trump's tariffs, the trade wars, but a lot of that is settling. So if we go back to last year, monetary policy hopes, earnings, growth, with that backdrop, stocks are still pretty strong. All right. So we'll continue to look at the headlines and make decisions based off of what we see. But all in all, we'll be looking for major themes in individual stocks and their catalysts. Okay. All right. So here we go. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. All right. So we saw a few names in the scan, and this morning. But so we look at SINT. Some of them may become faders. We'll see. But SINT pre-market ran up. This one had some U.S. patent. It acquired a U.S. patent. So we'll see if that one continues or if that becomes a fader after the pre-market run. SEDG, this one had earnings that came out. It squeezed, gave us like a pennant, and then popped earlier, just about 45 minutes ago, and it's continuing to run. So that one was an earnings play. It started to heat up. Float turnover is pretty good on SEDG, and that one was running this morning. All right. Now, from yesterday, we had on our list, we've been looking at SMCI, and SMCI it's been running multiple days. It's just been going crazy, nuts. So if you look at it, we've been trading it since last week, and it's been in our game plan. We've caught several different legs of it. Yesterday was a little bit more challenging because at the open, it popped and moved sideways for a bit, and then it recovered VWAP later on in the day. So sometimes the moves are going to be really clean, easy to catch. Sometimes, price may dip a little bit lower, and you have a harder time structuring an entry. But this one has continued to rise. So we're going to continue to look at SMCI. All right. Here we go. All right. So now INTC, so Intel Corporation, this one wasn't originally on my radar, but we started to trade it in our live trading session. This was after our game planning session. It had some fresh news and it broke up to the upside and continuation higher. Now it's pulling back to previous levels. So we'll see if this is going to be, a parabolic play or if it's going to bounce. Okay, so INTC, I'm setting alarms and I'm going to look at continuation there. All right. All right. So another one that we were looking at yesterday in our game plan was WRD. NVIDIA made its announcement about its investment. It popped on Friday, eventually pulled back above that high. Yesterday popped. It rallied a bit, then pulled back, went lateral, and then it dipped back to previous levels. So let's see if this one has some more legs. I already have my alarm set there. Take advantage of that. If so, now the counterplay. So the counterplay to this one was Serve, right? So I was looking at Serve, looking for a potential mean reversion because the stock is cheaper and has long-term legs, but NVIDIA made the announcement about pulling out of it, and it took a big hit. So Serve was on the radar this morning. Actually, it's been breaking levels. And another one that I was looking at yesterday, looked a lot better yesterday, was SoundHound AI. So it took the same drop. And yesterday we had break of this resistance level, creating a new high here. And now it's moved flat. So looking to see if the idea here is to catch the mean reversion to the upside. Okay. So we want to stay alive, stay in tune with those. Just setting alarms and looking for the appropriate price action to take advantage of those. Okay. So all of that, like We Ride, Serve, SOUN, they're all based around the same idea. And it's all about price action, volume, at this point with all of those. So we'll see if they play out. Okay. All right. Another one that one of the members of our community, he's been trading for some time, has been BlackBerry. It's been constantly breaking levels. So I have it on watch, just setting alarms with it to see if I get something I can structure a trade around. That it's been continuously rising trend. So if you look at it, it was back here $4 earlier this month, January, even December, around $2.90. Took a big run here early in February. It's a lot of dip buying here, right? But the trend has been continuing. So these plays require different types of entries, different types of setups. But that's why we have different setups so that we can take advantage of different types of price action. Okay. So, like the SEDG, for example, this one is strong momentum, earnings play, highly volatile. So that takes a quick trade that you have to get into. As you see it squeezing, volume is rising, CVD is rising, the bids are rising, the tape is strong. So that one is one that you trade a certain way. You don't wait for a pullback on these. You try to catch them based off the momentum. Okay. So that one is definitely one that we'll be taking a look at. All right. So another name that doesn't have fresh news is, we already talked about, we served SLDB. This one, it sold off yesterday. We had, so here, pop, spiked, faded all day yesterday, went lateral. So either this is going to drop and we have a continuation, or it may have more legs. All right. So let's see. So if they, you know, if you got if the share, if they got into the shares at, I think this one had, it was a positive clinical data. So this is one I'm just kind of keeping watch on. I have a few others that I'm keeping, you know, on radar, but most of those I'll be, you know, I have alarms set, but they aren't, you know, they aren't at top of mind. Okay. All right. So let me know what you're looking at, what you got. Let me check the chat. Good morning. Real quick, I'm 54, just laid off. I'm leaving my local, taking 100K pension fund. How can he be my mentor? So far, I understand all that I hear. All right. Before you do anything with your money, you want to really think about it and talk to professionals. So you can hit the link in my bio, and we can discuss it. Maybe refer you to someone, but you want to definitely talk about be careful. All right, got GTI and PM. What do you think about that? Okay, yeah. Let me take a look at it. Yeah, I was. So when this one started popping off again, I was trading SEDG. So this one started to pop off. I was looking at it from yesterday. It 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 became a fader, sold off, and then I saw it started heating up again. So it's just that I was looking at SDG. So I think that's let's see what happens, man. Look at the potential levels to take profit from. If we look at GTAI, float turnover is pretty good. So I think that's a good one. I'm looking at NAS 100 to sell off a bit and buy a demand zone. Announce possible 25% tariffs on semiconductors. Thoughts on this? All right. Let me see. NIO apps. Are you going to short? All right. So let me see. NIO. Interested to see how you. What is NIO? So NIO, this one, I'm not sure how you. What the idea is on this one. This one has 1 billion float and not much volume trading right now. So I don't really see anything personally on that one. Looking to sell off a bit. I'm looking at NAS 100. Yeah, I think it just depends. If you look at NVIDIA, this is on, you know, its previous support levels. Apple, previous, it didn't even drop. If it does take a dip, then you probably can see it reflected in NAS 100. But that one, those two, you know, of course, are major players. If you look at like the Teslas of the world, they pulled back, but they're at support. So I definitely consider that. Okay, consider that. All right. Okay, all right, y'all. I think we're good to go. We have about 8 minutes until the market opens. So let's make sure we follow our plan, our trading plans. Make sure that we do our reviews and just focus on getting 1% better every day. That's what it is, 1% better every day. Now, if you're in ProfitX group, we're going to send out an email today. We're releasing a how much can I afford video. So I have a spreadsheet for you to calculate how much you can afford, like how much, what price stocks you can afford. The benefit of that is you'll know your price range and you can focus, right? So there's a lot of names I could talk about here, like Annette, for example. This one just reported earnings. Okay. I like the earnings plays, and there's an idea here that I could talk about, but it's above $100, right? PLTR, for example, this one, massive rally, major rally, $122. We're trading PLTR way back down here last year. Let me see. This what we were in August, right? It was at $23, right? But now it may be out of price range for some of you all. So no need to look at every single thing. You want to narrow your focus down to what you can afford. So we'll primarily be focused on stocks between like $1 and $30, because I know everybody pretty much most people on the call are building their accounts. But if you can afford more, then you can trade different stocks with different styles. Okay. All right. So hope y'all have a great day. I'll talk to y'all later. Thanks. Bye-bye.